Hey, control the trade here, and I'm going to do something that I think is going to be a little crazy and a lot of fun. Let's see if I can do a chartathon of all the tickers from this one tweet. This is a really great tweet and huge response to e-mini-tick at TikTok tick. And I'm going to go through these. I probably don't know 90% of these tickers, so let's do it. First one, Godish. At Goat Investments, BCRX. Let's take a look. I did start charting this one before the video. And 739 is very important. If you look at the daily chart, this is a gap here. I'm on the weekly chart right now. The reason I'm on the weekly chart is I thought it was really interesting that we ran right into the 100-week moving average, which you can't see on this chart, and the 200-week moving average is right above that. So this could get very bullish. It's going to try to fill that gap. Let's look at the daily real quick. And I'm sure I'm going to miss some things doing this as quick as I am, but that's kind of the fun part, I guess. Daily chart looks good. We're above all the important moving averages. Right here above, let's say 532, we could get a nice little burst up here to challenge the top of this candle here at 629. 739 is still an important number. If we go back a little further, let's look. You know what, let's look at the monthly real quick. And I need to check the short float if there is one on this too. Let's go back here. This is the monthly chart. I think I'm going to go even a little further back if we can. I'm going to probably have to get a lot faster for the rest of these if I'm going to get through all these. Yeah, it's a pretty erratic chart here. Looks like, let's see here. Yeah, so the biggest hurdle is going to be getting over this breakdown candle here. And then once you get above here, we have a nice little freeway all the way up to 16. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised that if there's some momentum on this, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a gap up above 739 one of these days. Let's go the other way. Let's say if we're doing the bear case, we always have to look at both sides, never biased, just have to look at the chart. Chart is what tells us what to do. 200 period moving average all the way down here at 3. This looks like a pharmaceutical, so no reason that there can't be crazy movement on this at any moment. Like if you look back here, look at these moves. So you never know. It might come down to fill these this gap all the way down here. Seems pretty unlikely right now, but you have to be aware of that. There's a gap right here. So all in all, this looks. I see why this person posted this, because there's a lot of opportunity as far as risk reward. You could pretty much get out of this and kind of reevaluate. Let's say if we broke below the low of this candle here, which is what, 438, and we close at 5. So I mean, the risk reward's pretty darn good on this. You have both these moving average here supporting with the low here and the gap. That seems like a good pullback area if there is a pullback. So that is BCRX. First time I've ever looked at this one. And let's go back to the tweet and see the next one. Okay, well, Tesla, I've definitely charted Tesla enough, and it's going to be kind of crazy. I might want to skip that one because I could probably just make a video on Tesla itself. Let's go to OSTK, which I know has been on an insane short squeeze, and if there's some other catalyst that anyone wants to say, then go for it, but I don't see why else. OST, look at this thing. I have a lot of old lines on this. That is crazy. Let's remove that. Okay. So a while back, I had these important lines here before when it was crashing. I've been watching this for a long time. This must be going on a short squeeze. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so I mean, the short float on this, I really think it was in the high 30% just like a month ago, maybe. I'm going to have to look into that. But anyway, it's about 10% short float right now. So there are some shorts that just haven't given up yet, remarkably. I mean, if you've been holding this since down here, you're losing your ass, obviously. I can't believe it's run up this far. We're going to have to go back on the chart to see where it's headed. Interesting. Okay. A lot of runway. Breakdown candle high here is 42.20. Let's look at the monthly. We're well above all the moving averages here. That's interesting too. I mean, it's just on an amazing run here. So I think we're going to start challenging up here, no doubt. Look at that. That's a really, really bullish close. Let's see, we closed here at This was June, 28.43. The high here, okay, 29. So if if we finish the month above 30, it's going to keep going. Let's go back to the daily. What a remarkable run. Watch this gap here, and wow, what a run by OSTK. Definitely missed out on this. I remember, I should find the tweet where I was tweeting with somebody and telling them that once this squeezed and got above over 9, forget about it. I should have listened to myself, because look at this run it's been on. And I definitely did not hang on. I was out on a couple day trades, probably up in the 20s or something, if I remember correctly. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, let's look at DADA, DADA. I don't know if I've ever charted this one before. Let's find out. Nope, no lines, nothing, so that'll be fun. Let's see. This looks like a newer stock, I guess. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot harder to chart. We might skip this one. Always need information. History repeating itself. The charts like to go back to former breakout areas, and this one we really don't have much data on. 1, 2, 3. Data Nexus. All right, let's go to CDNS, posted by Vendetti. Yep. Wow, that is probably a very old Fibonacci retracement, posted a long time ago. Interesting though. Look what happened at 75.59. I'm sure I posted it way longer. Let's see how much longer ago. You could probably see where the top was. Probably even longer than that. Let's find out. 3 years. Yeah, it's probably somewhere back here. That's a nice run. I want to go back and see a kind of all-time chart here. Okay. This one's tough. When it's a runaway bullish pattern like this, and you're going straight in the air like that, I don't know. That's a little tough to chart. You don't want to go against the trend, obviously. But what comes up must come down. At least what goes up must pull back. So let's take a little closer look at the short-term chart. But the chart is amazingly bullish. Let's get rid of the Fibonacci. Probably to make a new one. So our low here, 51.39. Why don't we make a new one? Let's do a new Fibonacci. That would be a nice little thing to do while we're doing the drawings. Let's see here, drawings. Fibonacci retracements, if you haven't done them, very helpful for support and resistance areas. Plenty of videos out there on that. 51.39 up to 98.81. Not gonna be perfect here while I'm trying to zip through the video. Boom. Okay. So Fibonacci, look at that, how it landed right on 87.55. You have that's a nice little breakout area there. It just has been stair-stepping. So, and pulling back. So you could see yeah, it looks like, what was that? I believe that's the 20 period moving average. Oh, that's a 50. That's the 20 period moving average. You'll probably pull back there at the very least. But I wouldn't get in the way of this one for sure. Always set your alerts though. Let me give a shorter time frame for some of these pullbacks. And always be mindful of the gaps. All right, gotta get a little faster here. Okay, let's take a look at SHLL next. Wow, okay. What is this one? That's interesting. Might be skipping this one. Just out of nowhere. Look at that. Let's just, real quick, I'd say watch these gaps here. They'll get filled. This just looks, I don't know if there's a pump and dump or there's some big news about this, but you don't just keep going up in a straight line like this without pulling back. Let's go to the next one. Okay, next one here is by Nick, and it is VRM. A lot of new tickers here, new companies. I have to look these up later. Yeah, it's tougher to chart when there's not any history. It's just very arbitrary at that point. Obviously 59 is going to serve as resistance, but again, not enough information on the chart. I'd say support's going to be down here in the high 40s. So let's get to the next one. WKHS, definitely the hot stock right now. I regret selling it at like 6, probably. Let's take a look. I'm sure there's some really crazy lines on this one, and I would not get in the way of this train, but at the same time, I would not put my money on a chart like that. Look at, I mean, that's insane. Wow. I mean, that looks like a reversal candle. It's still green. 23. I had this important line drawn here at 1050. I don't remember why that's there, but sure looks like it's going to come back there at some point. Let's go to the next one. Okay, a more mainstream ticker here, something that's been around. These are, I mean, obviously Microsoft, Amazon. I'm going to skip those. Those are buy, hold forever type stocks, always. MAGA B, although I'm starting to not feel good about the B, which is Berkshire Hathaway. I used to always say MAGA B for the last few years. If all you owned were those, you'd be fine. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Berkshire. But Berkshire sure has disappointed recently. Let's see. GAN. Let's take a look at GAN. It's always fun seeing new tickers you've never heard of, like this one. What a gap right there. Wow. Okay, I mean, this is in a really nice uptrend, obviously. How do you guys find these stocks? I don't know. Post in the comments how you guys find all these. Maybe I need to expand my my scans. 10-year in the month. What is this thing? You go from 37 cents to 29. Wow. Not really much I can do with this one. Again, 1 year day chart. I mean, I'm definitely would want to set my alerts down here for support. I'm gonna do it right now. This is one of those like set it and forget it kind of things. At or below. And like 3 months later, I'll be like, what? Why did I set this alert? And then, oh, okay. There's a monster gap down there. I see. There's a little baby gap here that got filled already. And just remember, look, the 20 period moving average, I guess a lot of people use different, well, they'll use what, like the 9 and this and the 20. The way I learned is home base. So stocks will usually either come up to meet or come down to meet the 20. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb. And the 50 tends to be important support as well, generally speaking. So keep an eye on those. Again, not too much I can really get out of this chart. Next one. All right, Disney, Facebook, kind of broke the rules here, man, but whatever. Disney, Facebook, GLD, TSM. All right, so Disney, I'm going to skip Disney, Facebook. Now let's look at Facebook. Although it's probably a messy chart. Oh, yeah. Facebook is not really giving us too many clues here yet. It's just in a nice uptrend. Very erratic. These are some old lines that I probably need to update. Yep. Old Fibonacci. Let's get rid of these. Although I like to keep my old numbers on. Anytime I have a dotted line with a price, if you've seen me chart before, if you've seen my videos, I always deem those as important numbers, quote unquote important numbers. And I don't like to get rid of them because the market seems to always come back and visit those important numbers. So 195.33 has been important over time. And I probably need to revisit this chart. It's been a while since I've come back to it. Let's, oh, that's interesting. I had an alert set up for 137 and it hit 137.10. Set your alerts a little higher. That'll be a better rule. That would have been a killer area to get support. So let's go to TSM. Never charted TSM. Interesting. Whoops. Taiwan Semiconductor, nice little gap right here. And here. Keep an eye on those. But still bullish. Would not be surprised if we came up to try to challenge up here at 60 very soon. What are we at right now? Okay, well that's not too far off. Let's take a, what a great long-term chart this is. Slow and steady. It's always good to look at different time frames when you're charting. Mostly I'm looking for day trade information for day trading, but it's, it's still good to have the understanding of the long-term chart as well. And I'm sure a lot of you are also buying and holding, so you want to be able to look at the long-term charts. Looks like I have an alert set here at 35 that I had set previously. Yeah, if it gets over 60, 64, obviously we're going to get a new all-time high. It's not too far away. So I see why this person put that in the tweet there. On the downside, just watch this area. There's a nice gap right here. Actually, I'm going to set an alert below just right here. Not perfect, but that looks like a good area. It's been like a breakout area before. Down here would be a good area. Charting becomes very visual. You start to look for areas that are important, pivots, things like that, at or below 42.78. Let's make it a little higher so I don't miss it. If it does in fact come there. Okay, let's go back again. JPM, CRM, STNE. I actually charted those a lot. So let's look at JPM. I don't even know where it's at. Wow, okay, it really took a dip recently. 92.66. Definitely need to update these. Definitely some old lines here. Let's get rid of this. It looks pretty ugly. Remove drawing. It's good to go in and clean up things for a while. So 104.25, that's an old line that was there for a while. And this is in a terrible, terrible downtrend, as is the XLF, which is not a good sign for the market overall. Unhealthy XLF equals not much movement you're going to see in the market overall. This could be an ominous sign here if we keep going down, JPM. So watch out for that. Watch out for the gaps. Let's get a closer look. There we go. That is a really bad close. The low on this candle was 93.03 and our close was 92.66. You close below the low of the previous day's candle and that's going to be bearish. JPM, I think there was a really bad close and we need to fill this. We're probably going to end up filling this gap here. Let's go to STNE. This is a nice bullish pattern going right here. It looks like we're about to explode up here to try to challenge this candle. This price level was posted there probably a year ago, and look how important it's been. Look how it's kind of just hanging out around 39.25. And let's see what the low was here. 39.49, close enough. Definitely bullish right now. Short float was high on this. It's not anymore. Obviously, you can see this huge run up it's had. Always be mindful of the gaps. Most gaps do get filled, so just keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and set an alert. And we're going to start moving on to the next one. Actually, I want to set one more alert for if it breaks out above this candle right here. Sometimes it's that simple. You don't need a bunch of crazy indicators. You need to just know where your breakup candle high and candle lows are. And it's as simple as that. Usually they're resistance and support. If you don't believe me, watch a 10-minute chart, watch an hourly chart, daily, any chart, and you can kind of see where things tend to run into support and resistance. Let's go to the next tweet. All right, Walmart, it's a good one. And CGC, definitely like that one. Walmart, crazy chart. Let's get rid of these old lines. This one is just kind of hanging on the 200-day. That is a little dangerous. If we break that, you can see one of my old lines here, 110, which I still deem is important. It's probably going to be headed there. If not, if we can hold right here, then we'll probably get some resistance right here at the 50. And it's probably going to have a lot of trouble getting through that area. That's a quick view on Walmart. Let's go to CGC. Let's definitely update this one. Remove these. I will not remove 17 as that has been, or 1698, that has been extremely important. Let's take a look back. Even as we go any even further here, you can see the importance of 17. That is the breakout area right there, way back here. And now we're coming back. So, as long as we can get back above 17, that's going to be a good sign for Canopy. But it's still in an ugly downtrend. Below the moving averages here on the weekly. That's not a good sign either. Let's look at the monthly. Yeah, wow, I didn't realize that it broke trend pretty hard here. Let's look at the daily. Yeah. This one moves, so it's right below the 50. Got to get back over 17. That's what it comes down to. This one's been a real tease, especially look at this day right here. I was tweeting about this. I thought this was going to break out, and it just got clobbered here right below the 200, and it just said nope, rejected, and it's been going down since. I think as soon as we recapture 17, you might see it start to take off. Worst case, just watch this area here, another line that was drawn 1439. Let's go to the next. Man, BA has been a tough one. SPCE, I do like that chart. Let's take a look. Gonna see some ugly lines here. Okay, BA again, we're in this awful downtrend. It's just erratic, and I'd be very, very careful entering any trades with BA. If you're a long-term buy hold, you put this away, you forget about it, you buy it at this price, and you say in a couple of years, hey, look, got it at 180, now we're in the 300s again once life goes back to normal. But for now, I'm just very wary. You still have gaps here. Not that I believe in the news, but the news is going to create those catalysts. If there's any fear in the market, you know Boeing's going down. So be careful with Boeing. Can't just buy it just because it's Boeing. Let's see, what's the next one was? SPCE. This is crazy chart here. All short squeeze all the time. Nothing else. So again, another one I thought was going to break out. We're still in good shape though. And it needs to get back above 17. It had a really, really ugly day on Friday. However, you still have, let's look, you know what, I'm going to look at a shorter time frame, like an hourly chart. Yeah, the hourly chart's still pretty interesting here. You're still above the 50 period on the hourly. So as long as we're kind of above this area here, I think about $16 is pretty good. If we can get another squeeze on this one, it could climb pretty fast towards 17.50, 18. Just be careful. Don't know why my chart does this with the gray bars, by the way. If someone knows, let me know how to get rid of that. I usually chart on my phone, to be honest. I actually think that's my preferred way. Next. Okay, I've never heard of YTRA. TDOC, I'd like to see where that is now. Let's look at those. Oh, that is pretty ugly. I don't think I even want to look at this one. I mean, if you get above this candle here, this candle high, 78 cents, you might start to get a little bit of movement. If you get above the 50, another story. You got, talk about risk reward here. I mean, hope I've typed in the right ticker. Let's see. What a that's a really terrible downtrend, unfortunately. Yeah, be careful with this one too. Set your alerts, you know, above 78 cents. Let's see the high on this one. 160. This is just pretty ugly. Let's go to the next one. TDOC, super bullish chart. It's been on a tear. Look at this breakout here at 89.05. And look where it was rejected back then. I'm pretty sure that that line was drawn back here. And look where it broke out. It's pretty interesting. Two phenomenal weekly close with a new all-time high. I mean, this one is going up till it's not. I mean, this is don't fight the trend on this one is all I can say. Let's go to the next.